The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to the July 6th, the terrific Tuesday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. Let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. And the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We're going to go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I just past 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I want you to know I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here. But more important than that, and that's this. During this next 60 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to pick up that phone. You can dial on in at 877-927-6648. If you can't dial in, we've got you covered there too. You can always let those fingers do the walking. You can send me an email, steve@tfnn.com. Inside the subject heading, please put radio show question. And in our Tiger's Den, well, any ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on terrific Tuesday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. All the U.S. indices trading to the downside. The Dow's off 321, S&P 25, Nasdaq's off by 10, Russell's down 42, semis are off 26, tranny's 223. So all the indices trading lower. Spot volatility is up 2 points. It's trading out at 1712. It's below its 50-day exponential moving average, but it does have a one-day rate of change greater than 10%. We get one-day rates of change greater than 10%. Now, this is going to be an end-of-day reading. It's not a 108 in the afternoon reading. But when you get those one-day rates of change greater than 10%, what Stevie does is puts a little blue arrow on the chart up on the left, or up in the top here. That is the S&P 500. And what we typically see when we get those one-day rates of change is a bounce or bottom. So you'd want to anticipate that if we get that one-day rate of change come the day's end. If we take a look at gold, it's off $12, tested and rejected so far, the top of its daily profile. Right now trading out at $17.95. Silver consolidating between its daily profile levels, both the top and the bottom out there. Leading the charge dollar-wise, the upside, you've got Amazon up 128, Shopify 37, Equinix 16, Monday.com is up 12, and Generac Holdings up 13. To the downside, Align Technologies 5%, $28. Tesla's down 23 or 3.5%. Pop Culture Group down $19, 35%. Yikes. I think that was up pretty big on Monday. In any event, of course, I want to look at what you want to look at. No questions that have come in through any sort out here. So let's just go take a look at the general markets out here, get a feel for what they're doing. To do that, we're going to go ahead and change screens. Actually, let's look at Apple first. So let's do this. We're going to not using Apple as the proxy for the market, but yeah, and to a certain extent, it's going to be used for one proxy out here, and that is, so we take a look at Apple, what do we know? Well, actually, Apple has completed a 1-to-1 A to B equals CD pattern to the upside on the daily time frame out here. But what I want you to also notice as I expand out the chart out here, so just completing an A to B equals CD pattern doesn't mean that it's done. The way that we know that it's done is the buyers and sellers tell us. How do they tell us? They tell us by generating a bearish reversal candle. Well, today's session is nowhere near a bearish reversal candle. In fact, today's session is quite positive for Apple. Why? Because a TD9 count formed on Friday. It was the bar following bar number 9. Price is also above its TD9 breakdown level, 136.99. And when you immediately, which is in this case here, the TD9 count was immediately broken. That tells you about a strong momentum market to the upside. That says Apple most certainly going ahead and going to target, or should target, its January 25th high out here. That high, by the way, is 145.09. Now, I don't know volume-wise how Apple is moving in that swing point. I'm going to check on a different chart out here, or different my black background charts. So today's volume is, doesn't have today's volume. If you give me a moment, you don't have a choice because I'm going to do this anyways. I'm going to add the volume matrix to my chart. It wasn't on there for some reason, so now it's added. And now I know that today's volume is 71 million shares so far. And the swing point that it's going into has volume of 157 million. So it seems light, but you're still trading inside that swing point. Again, that's the swing point from way back here, not way back here, but it's back on January 25th, 2021. So Apple has not given, we can use Apple as really a proxy for the NDX 100. It has not given us a sell signal. It hasn't. It's saying that it wants to move higher ground. At least that's what the daily time frame chart shows us. If we look at the other time frames out here, the monthly still has a TD9 count and a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top that's in place. However, price never closed below its oscillator and change line, so its signal remains bullish to neutral. On a weekly basis, the same pattern that exists out here, only in bar number 4 on a weekly basis, price above its oscillator and change line. That is very bullish for the weekly time frame. The 195-minute chart, now we use 195-minute, folks, because there's 295-minute sessions in a 6.5-hour trading day. So when you're using bars out here, you want to be equally timed bars out there. So that gives you 195, 130, 65, 30, and 15-minute time frames out here to take a look at. Even the 15-minute chart. If Apple were going to give us a signal that it was ready to crater, at a minimum, price would have to close below a TD9 breakout level. On a 15-minute basis, that area is 138.68. So that's what's going on inside of Apple, and it is not saying that the NDX 100 has topped. But let's not stop there. Let's go take a look at the chart for the NQ out here. So as we go and we move to that, we'll take a look at each of the 4 equity futures contracts. As we look at those, you can see the ES Mini in the upper left-hand panel did form a TD9 count pattern on Friday. And what's transpired today? So far, nothing more than a test and rejection of that oscillator and change line. The reason that I developed the oscillator and change line was because without it, I didn't know if a retracement was just a retracement back to support or if there was really something else that was going on. And if you don't use the oscillator and change line, I don't know how else you would identify that either. So I teach you how to use this. You should want to use this. Just go sign up for Mastering Probability. If you only do it for 29 days, it doesn't cost you anything out there. And you're going to learn tools that you'll use forever. So in this case here, we've got a topping signal, but all sellers have been able to do in the ES Mini is push price back to support. That first support level is that oscillator and change line. Again, printing right now, we'll call it 43.0. Let's call it 43.03. Just drop the cents out. So if there was a close below 43.03, and I'm not talking 43.0250 out there, I'm talking a good close below it, then we might have something. But we don't have anything just yet inside the ES Mini out here. There's A to B equals CD patterns. We come with every type of pattern that we want out here for the ES Mini. It's got a Rhodes Momentum Indicator signal, but not until price closes below that green oscillator and change line will that be signaling that there is a top of any kind of consequence, meaning just simply further pull back to other levels of support. And there are plenty of them between where price is trading now and we'll call it 42.0575. That would be the ultimate level of support on a move lower. The NQ, you can take a look at the NQ. You'll see bar number 1 that formed on Friday last week. And if the NQ closes above the high of 14,729, much like Apple has done, the NQ will negate its TD9 topping signal and say, hi, I'm headed higher as well. Now, just like Apple, the NQ also has an A to B equals CD pattern that it has completed. When I say completed, it's just attained the 1-to-1 level. That does not mean that it has topped. It just means that it's gotten to its first level. And that first level may not be its stopping point. It may go to the second level. We'll be right back, folks.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
What's separating you from the most successful men and women on Wall Street? That's right, information. Having all the information gives us the perspective we need to place the right trades at the right time. The TAS Profile Scanner is the premier market profile-based scanner. Powered by its acclaimed TAS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner instantly filters over 2,500 plus global financial markets, such as stocks, ETFs, commodities, futures, and Forex. This powerful suite of tools leverages instant trade filtering and strategy formulation to show you emerging trades before they happen. For a limited time, you can save $100 off your first month by using the promo code UPGRADE, and you still get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Level the playing field with the TAS Profile Scanner, which you can find under the Services tab at TFNN.com. Sign up today.
Hey there, I'm Andy Arbertine with Tiger Precious Metals and Stones. Whether you're looking to buy and sell precious metals or trying to find the perfect diamond ring, I'm here to help. I have over 15 years of experience with diamonds and precious metals. You can call me directly at 727-329-8245, and I will personally answer any questions you have and help you find exactly what you're looking for. I will be your personal concierge in the metal and stone business. Give me a call today, 727-329-8245.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. So we're taking a look at the equity futures contracts out here, and we took a look at the ES Mini upper left. It's got a top. It's got really 2 or 3 different topping patterns out here, but price must break a key level of support, and again, that's the 4304, 4303 area out there. In the case of the NQ, it really needs to close below 14,558 to suggest there's any significance to today's session or Friday's session, really, out here. So that's quite a ways down. That's a couple hundred points. If we take a look at the Dow also forming a TD9 count top, and price right now is testing its oscillator and change line. So the Dow is weaker than either the ES or the NQ. So I'd watch the Dow, the YM specifically, for signals out here. We can see a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top that actually formed or completed on May 11th when that 3-candle session, the evening, Three River Evening Star formed out here. So the Dow has its sell in May top. It also has its summer bottom, the June bottom. Now, that happened to form here on June 21st. That was with a TD9 count. So you got a TD9 count at the bottom. You now have a TD9 count at the top. And price right now is just testing that oscillator and change line. The exact print on that is 34,364. And we're at 34,362. So if price does close below that, that would suggest that the Dow has further work to do to the downside. And we can go ahead and we'll take a look at that. But right now, prices, in essence, it's holding support inside the Dow equity future contract. Now we take a look at the Russell 2000. This also, like the Dow, has a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. Its Rhodes Momentum Indicator top taking place back in March out here. So it's really been in a large consolidation pattern with the tops being in the 2340-ish area and the bottom being in about the 2119 area. So a very large consolidation that is going on. But it hasn't taken out its prior swing point low out here. It may be gunning for it, or the 2201 area. We'd have to go take a look at its market profiles, and we'll do that in just a moment. So let's summarize these charts here. First, the ES, the N, each of them have topping signals, but the strong ones are the ones that we're really watching out here. Well, and one weak one, that would be the Dow. And that is so far, prices just tested key levels of support that have held. So you're going to want to watch those at the end of the day to provide you with a message of the markets out here. Now let's shift and let's go take a look at our TAS market profiles. In order to do that, I need to go ahead and change screens. So we're going to change screens. There we go. And now let's get to the proper tab. As we look at the ES Mini, you can see that price is way above its daily profile. So if price did close below its oscillator and change line, that then would open up the door for 42.45, 42.18, or 41.92. We don't have that message right now, not as a 121 in the afternoon. If somebody's selling that story to you, it's just a story, because the charts are not suggesting that at all. If we take a look at the NQ, you can see the 1-to-1 level that's been attained. We already know that price is well above its oscillator and change line, which is green, so that remains bullish. So in the case of the NQ, it did form a new profile that took hold last week. It took hold on Friday. And so that says, watch 14,606. Price would have to close below 14,606 to really suggest that it might get back to the 14,558 level. And 14,558 is that oscillator and change line. So the NQ has a lot of work to do to the downside to signal that there's some kind of a top. And short of doing that, and I remember even when 2 weeks ago, as we put this A to B equals CD pattern that was in here that said price might be targeting 14,772, even I was questioning whether it would really be able to do that, but that's what the market was communicating to us. Guess what it's communicating to us now? If there is no top that forms here, price is going to go head up to the 15,280 level out there. With regard to the Russell 2000, that's your very right-hand panel chart, we can see that price has already pulled back to the bottom of its daily profile, which is held 22.48. So what do we know about the daily time frames for 4 equity futures contracts? Right now, we know the ES, the NQ, and the Dow have held key levels of support, as has the Russell 2000 at 22.48. Something to think about. So that's what's going on when we take a look at the equity area, or the equity futures contracts out here. So what do we want to do next? Well, there's a question inside the Tiger's Den, which was back to Apple. And the question was, kind thanks for Apple. You helped me stay in last week. Add here or wait? I'm recent to Apple and a long-term trader. I'd wait when it comes to Apple at this stage here. I think you want to see how the next couple of days play out. I would say the answer to that question would be, however, I would change that opinion if you saw the NQ, because you want to see the index do the same thing that Apple was doing. So you want to see the NQ close above 14,729. You're at 14,709 as we speak right now. So that's what I would do with regard to Apple. With regard to Apple as well, the other thing I'd be looking at is I would make sure that I have some kind of stop in play out here. So here's the charts for Apple. Let me get this volume bar panel down. Come on, Stevie. You should be able to grab this. Why can't I grab it? I don't know. There we go. Okay, so now we got this back to a regular area. As we take a look at Apple, I just want you to realize, I don't have that in here either. Well, let's go ahead and add this. I had lost the daily time frame chart out here, and so I just need to add that back. When I say add that back, I'm referring to the 10-day rate of change. So let me get the rate of change tool out here. Rate of change, let's adjust that from 4. No, it is 10. Perfect. So your rate of change, I've got to pull that down, is $6.92. So really your stop needs to be, $6.92. I'd multiply times 1.272 out there, and at least make sure that you've got a stop in place out there on that trade, especially since it's a recent ad out here. So I hope that helps you out with regard to Apple. Steve, would you be a buyer of FINV's recent pullback? So let's go take a look at FINV, see where its levels of support are, support and resistance. And while this is doing that, getting that updated, I'm going to move back on my other screen out here for a Stan, and I'll go ahead and get in the FINV ticker symbol so that it can update all of those multi-time frame charts. So the specific question was, would I be a buyer in this recent pullback? So short of going ahead and take a look at other patterns out there, if you were to ask me where is the buy area on FINV for its daily time frame, we would have said $8.15. And this morning's low was $8.15. So at $8.15, that was certainly a buy area. It's $8.73 as we speak right now. The issue that you've got here, Dan, is this is trading with inside a bearish structured daily profile. So your first resistance level is 941. The second one is 1016 out there. So that's what these time frame charts show us. You just have a consolidation going on inside the weekly set of profiles out here. So if you're asking me what I buy, we're going to go take a look at the other charts here momentarily and see if that can assist us and clear anything up for us. But here on these profile charts, it's the 815 level, which held nicely. So let's go switch over Give me a moment to do this. Try to do this without actually hanging up the conversation here. Of course, the conversation I'm having is with me and myself. I got to love those conversations. So now we've got our multi-time frame charts out here for FINV. Monthly doesn't have any kind of a topping pattern out there. You see a TD9 count, but the high was on bar number 7, so no topping signal. We do see Rhodes Momentum Indicator signal that's established, but no bearish reversal candle on the weekly chart out here. But price is below that oscillator and change line. Above 891 or close above 891, it's off to its merry ways back up to the top of that profile, which is 953. Daily time frame, boy, I've got, let me just update this, see if there's any. Yeah, so I've got nothing other than the bottom of that profile out there. So Dan's question is it a buy? I'd say it's a buy at that 815 area. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Are you having fun trading the markets but having trouble finding like-minded individuals to discuss your trading and investment ideas with? Become an apex predator in the trading markets and join the Tiger's Den Trading Room only at TFNN.com. The Tiger's Den is an exclusive trading room where successful traders from around the world come to exchange trades and ideas. Join the den and surround yourself with the sharpest minds in the trading world. Subscribers to the Tiger's Den are also the first to have their questions answered live on air and can privately chat with our TFNN hosts live during their shows. Interact with other Tigers and Tigresses as they share trading ideas, news analysis, and discuss the market action all trading day. Subscribe to the Tiger's Den risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee and become part of the TFNN trading community. TFNN, educating investors.
You could be making money off the stock market. And if you're already making money off the stock market, you could be making a lot more. Check out TFNN and Tiger TV and get expert investing advice to give you the power to control your financial future. Go to TFNN.com and find the newsletter for you. Whether you're into trading gold, metals, futures, currencies, or options, you'll get advice and analysis to help you seriously get ahead. TFNN also features trading services with a 30-day money-back guarantee for new subscribers, as well as TFNN's Tiger Den Trading Room, trading software, and educational webinars for all trading levels. And make sure you check out Tiger TV for free on TFNN.com or TFNN's YouTube channel for live financial content from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern on market days. Stop watching on the sidelines while other people get rich and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Thinkorswim. For more information, just click the Thinkorswim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Let's go out to Denver and speak with Ron. Ron, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. How are you doing today?
Good morning, Steve. Thank you for taking the call.
My pleasure.
The steel stocks have been getting crushed today. They've been super strong because steel is so much demand with this recovery. But apparently, I think Biden wants to get rid of the tariffs that Trump put in. They're working too well, I guess. Anyway, is that why the steel stocks are hit? And particularly on Nucor, is that a good time to get involved to buy Nucor, NUE?
It's not. And so here's the reasons why. So why are they getting hit? That I don't know what fundamentally is behind them. But what you and I can do is we can just take a look at what buyers and sellers are communicating to us. And on the weekly and the daily time frame, those are the two charts on the in the center on the top portion of our chart. What we see here is prices trading below the bottom of their profiles out there. So that would suggest on the daily time frame, a close today and tomorrow, two consecutive closes below 94.34, says you might be able to get in on this at around the $78 level. And I think you'd rather buy this at 78 versus 92. So that's what the daily time frame chart is showing us. Let's switch over because I can't draw A to B equals CD patterns on this. I do have them drawn on my black background screen. So let's take a look at that because that's also another pattern to consider. Now, volume today is lighter than the swing point on Nucor. And that volume swing that I'm referring to was from June 18th, and that had 5.2 million shares. The low there was 92.72, and we're at 92.22. Today's volume, Ron, is only 2 million shares. We're in summer. It was June 18th, also summer. So is it okay to correlate against that? I don't know. I just know that if price closed below 92.72, combined with price trading below the bottom of a weekly profile. Now, when I say trading, it's only Tuesday, so I don't know where it will be on Friday. But to answer your specific question, as of 1:32 in the afternoon, the answer is no. Now is not the time to add Nucor because this could be an A to B equals CD and form a Gartley buy pattern with that first price projection target at 81.13. So remember, the daily had a breakout area at 78. And this has got a 1-to-1 at the 81. That really becomes the price range to be looking at as we speak right now out here. So that's what I see when I take a look at the charts. Does that help you out?
Yeah, it helps me a lot. Thank you very much. I will watch it. And just one other thought, any other thoughts on copper? Is copper, you think, will it bounce from here?
Sure. So let's go take a look at the copper futures contracts out here and get a feel for what copper is communicating to us. So right now, the active contract for copper is September. And as we take a look, that's going to be the second panel chart out here. In fact, I'll just expand this out, and then you'll only be looking at one chart. So your question on copper is, again, what?
Well, I just wondered, will it start to bounce back? I know it pulled back, and it's been trying to bounce back, I think.
It has, it formed a buy the D point pattern. There was an A to B equals CD pattern and really a Gartley buy back on the trading day of June 21st. But what prices run into is substantial resistance, and that resistance is the top of its daily profile, and that is at $4.29. You'll see some descending trend lines as well that price is hitting. So there's in a congestion area of resistance. But right now, the first key level of resistance that price would need to close above two consecutive closes around would be $4.29. It's not like copper is broken down. In order for it to break down, you would need to see a close below the bottom of that June 21st session. So that would be 4.094. So just running into resistance out here is all that it's doing. That's its message right now. Just a sideways move for the last couple of weeks out there, trading with inside that bullish structured daily profile. So
it's fantastic. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
My pleasure, Ron, and thanks so much for calling, and hopefully we'll hear from you again soon. That was Ron in Denver. There were some questions inside the Tigers Den. One was to take a look at ticker symbol EOG. So let me get EOG fired up here. And as we take a look at EOG, what do we know? Well, in the case of EOG, price today, and now I don't know. Oh, Brent's on the phone. Oh, I apologize. We're going to come back to EOG because we do have a caller on the line. And so that is call ahead seating. So let's go out to Brent. Brent, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. How are you?
I'm doing quite well, Steve. And yourself?
I'm doing great. Thanks so much for asking. And you want to take a look at the Russell 2000, I believe, the equity future contract?
Yeah, when you had that chart up there, it looked like there could be on the daily an ABC pattern. And I was just wondering if that might coincide with that other TAS level you were looking at.
So let me expand this chart out here and take a look at the pattern that Brent is looking at. And so for the A to B equals CD pattern, I believe the one that you're looking at, let's see if I can get this fired up here. There we go. The A point I believe you'd be using, Brent, would be the high from June 25th. The B point would be the low from June 30th. And your C point would be the retracement into July 2nd. And so, yeah, it's made a 1 to 2. If those were those by any chance the swing points that you were looking at?
Yeah, unfortunately, there's a delay when I'm on the phone, Steve. So the charts that are showing are not what you're talking about. Now it's starting to come up. So
okay.
Yeah, I believe we're talking the same thing.
Okay, so it has hit that level, but the but I'd say, are you considering going long?
Oh, I just was looking at if that was an area that might make sense to at least be looking at it. To that's what I would be doing if I was going to do anything. It just depending on what it does at that level.
Yeah. So yes, you've got an A to B equals CD to the downside. It's not the kind that I like to use because this is, I'm sure, more than a 0.786 retracement in that swing point on July 2nd. So it's still technically sound. It's just when it gets above the 0.786 retracement, I kind of say, put those A to B equals CD patterns off to the side. But even if I did use this, which is fine, I would still need a bullish reversal candle in order to take the long position. However, what we can say is, hey, there's an A to B equals CD. Price has gotten down to the bottom of the daily profile. We clearly see that. So then I would go and say to myself, well, if we see some type of bottoming signals for the short-term time frame, and that's what we're going to go look at now with our multi-panel chart. So we've got a 30-minute, a 60, a 120, a 240, and a 5-hour time frame chart. We'll just start with the 30-minute time frame chart. And as I open this up, clearly there's an A to B equals CD to the downside. It was completed with this hammer candle from about an hour ago, and price is trying to get back inside its daily profile. To get inside it is one thing, but what it really needs to do is close above 2267, and you're at 2260 right now. So in order to prove itself on a 30-minute time frame, really, quite frankly, price would have to close above 2276. But 2267 is that oscillator and change line. I'm sorry that there's a delay here. You may not be seeing the 30-minute chart, but when that does pop up on your screen, you'll see that pattern. The A to B equals CD isn't drawn in there, but we can visually see that pattern, that's for sure. And then we can easily see the hammer candle that forms. So that would say, okay, you could get a bounce here, but nothing more than that at this stage of the game. That would require more than a bounce. Would require more than a close above 2276. On a 60-minute time frame, I don't really have now there is trying to form a piercing candle right now, but that hourly chart doesn't complete for another 22 more minutes out here, so I don't know if that's the pattern. But other than the A to B equals CDs out here, I don't have any other bottoming signals per se for the Russell 2000. Hey, Brett, we're about to go to a break. If you would like, hold on through the break, and then come back and answer any other questions that you have.
Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
The technology around us is changing every day. With so much happening, it can seem impossible to keep up with all the information. David White's investment newsletter, The Technology Insider, is designed to give you all the information you need to understand the technology that shapes today's markets and tomorrow's future. David White has made his living staying on the cutting edge of technology. His weekly newsletter will give you specific recommendations for value tech stocks, as well as entry prices, target prices, and stops to set for each trade. Dave delivers his weekly newsletters every Friday with updates throughout the week. You can get the Technology Insider at TFNN.com for only $37.50. Sign up for David's newsletter, The Technology Insider, and get an inside look at everything the technology sector has to offer. Try it risk-free today with our 30-day money-back guarantee. TFNN, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, folks. We got the Dow trading down 311. The NDX 100 just went positive. It's up 1.5. We're on the line with Brent in Martinez, California. We're taking a look at the Russell 2000 equity future contract, which got down to a level of support, which is 22.48, the bottom of its daily profile. Brent, what additional questions did that review have for you? What other information can I provide to you?
I know. I just appreciate you providing the shorter duration charts too. That helps to try to zero in on anything that might be happening. It didn't look like there was a lot going on. The 30-minute was a little something, and just keep an eye on it, I guess.
Yeah, and I went down to, so during that break, I had enough time to switch over to a different set of charts out here. The 10-minute has a Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom pattern. And if price can close above 22.64.10, that would be your first indication of a further rally that could ensue. A 15-minute time frame chart also has a Rhodes Momentum Indicator pattern. Its levels of resistance to the upside are 22.67 and 22.75. So just those additional short-term time frames that I can add for your consideration should you take a long trade there. Okay?
Okay, thank you so much, Steve. Just have a great day and a great week, okay?
You bet. Thanks so much for calling. That was Brent in Martinez, California. And now we'll go back to EOG. This is for S&P in the markets. It just wanted a chart to remain long from lower levels. Perfect. So as we take a look at today's action, no damage. All prices done today is pulled back to test the bottom of its daily profile. That's the area that you're going to want to watch. That is at 83.25. The reason you want to watch that is a close below that would say, okay, I could head lower. Now, there's a longer-term trend line. You probably have this drawn in on your charts as well, and so you'd want to see a close below that. When I say that, it's probably about $82 or so, and if you got to close below that, then we don't have any areas of support, certainly when we take a look at our profile level. So let's pull over EOG. Let's do it this way as opposed to the multi-time frame chart right now. And on a daily basis, that would say that price could pull back and test its TD9 count bottom, which formed back on June 18th. And that's a close below that 83.25 level. And then you'd be looking at 78.30. Now, below 78.30 would open up the door for 68.79. Do we have that as its message? We do not have that as its message. If anything, it's just a consolidation, I'd say, between 87 and the 79-ish type area when you take a look at the daily charts. Weekly charts out here, what signals do we have? Not really much to be too worried about on a monthly time frame. It did form bar number 8 of a TD9 count. So that says you could see a top in EOG that could have formed either in June or it could be July or August out there. I know that doesn't help you a lot, but right now we're going to say it's not June just yet. We would only suggest that if we saw a close below that TD9 count bottom that is out here. Again, that is the low from June 18th. So I hope that helps you out with regard to ticker symbol EOG out there. If you have owned OGN, you can join the lawsuit. Okay, all right. I don't think that was a request for me to look at anything. So I don't know if there's an issue with the ISP. I'm not getting any emails. Oh, I just got one. And this is from Nancy, and she's saying, Steve, if you have some time, could you explain the rate of change tool in how you interpret it for your chart. So I really use that rate of change tool, and that's at the bottom portion of my chart. Most charting software packages have them, and you can choose, like most software packages, there's a variable field that's going to allow you to choose how many days that you're trying to determine what its true range is. And that true range is going from high to low out here. Electronically, the problem that I see with a lot of systems is it doesn't necessarily account for gaps out there. So you just got to take that into consideration. But it just tells you what the average movement is on a daily basis, Nancy. And that's really key to know, because when you get into a trade, the last thing you want to do is to have done all the work. This is my opinion, of course, is to have done all of the work, found the pattern, and then only to set the stop somehow within the average daily true range. Yeah. Somehow within the average daily true range. Why would anybody do that? That would assume that we know where the price is moving to. We don't. We just know what the average is. And typically in life, if you're average, if you're looking for average results, what do you really get? Poor results, right? But we want to. I multiply the average true range by a Fibonacci expansion level, either 1.27 or 1.68. In volatile markets, you want a larger average true range to use, and that's just used to identify our stop. So in the case of EOG, as an example, its average true range over the last 10 trading sessions has been $1.10. Its movement from high to low has been $1.10. You can go back and you can do the math out there. Of course, I did say you got to be careful, because it doesn't necessarily account for gaps out there with regard to top to bottom. So you've got that $1.10, and I would say if you were going to get into a long trade today, you'd multiply $1.10 times 1.27 or 1.618 out there, and that would be the size of your stop. So I hope that helps you out, Nancy, with regard to the average true range, where it's really used at ATR, both for stops. And then the second place that I found it to be a very valuable tool is the one-day rate of change inside that spot volatility index, both for one-day rates of change that are greater than 10%. Now, in this case here, this rate of change is not a 10-day rate of change. This is a single one-day rate of change. And you're going to use a rate of change above plus 10% or below minus 10%. Above 10%, the signal there is that you should expect or anticipate a bounce or a bottom. You like to go to the short-term ES mini charts to look for a pattern that is forming there to confirm that signal to you. Below minus 10% is an initiation move. Those are the green arrows that are on this chart here. They typically signal that price is going to move to higher price. The last time that we had a one-day rate of change above plus 10% was a trading session of June 18th. I guarantee on June 18th, there were bears all over the place. Of course, we said, hey, hold on a minute here. You've got a one-day rate of change that was 16.6%. And guess what? That was the bottom. And what did you have the very next day? You had a rate of change that was below minus 10%. What did that lead to? An initiation to higher price, like we saw earlier today. So that's how you can use that rate of change. I'm sure there's other benefits to using the rate of change tool. Those are the two ways that I like to use them, Nancy, so I hope that helps you out. Now, I suppose what we should do, with no questions in play here, we should really go take a look at this chart. What is this chart, Steve? Well, we should go take a look at gold, silver, and we should look at the U.S. dollar index. And that is this set of tools right here, this set of charts. Left-hand panel is gold. What do we know about gold? Ran into resistance. Where? Top of its daily profile, 1804. Take a look at silver. Where did it run in resistance? Top of its daily profile, 2690. Take a look at the U.S. dollar index. Where has it run into resistance? Nowhere. It's forming a new bullish structure daily profile as we speak. Don't know if it will take, actually, this looks like day two. I take that back. On this chart here, it is day two. And if price closes above 92.51, well, its signal is really neutral. Why? Because price must close above the trading high from July 2nd. That trading high is 92.76. And if we see that, the U.S. dollar index is sending a message to us that it's headed to 93.05. And what will that do to gold? I would assume it would take gold back to its support area in that 1772.80. But if you're thinking gold is breaking out along with the U.S. dollar index, well, that is a possibility too. Why does Stevie say that? Well, if we take a look at gold price in all the major currencies, it still is higher on the day. And as long as gold continues to move higher in all major currencies, you're going to have buyers across the globe. That being said, you got to watch this U.S. dollar index, folks. This could be nothing more than a bear trap. because it looks like the U.S. dollar index wants to continue to head higher. We'll be right back.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Markets can rise and fall like the tides. Subscribe to Basil Chapman's newsletter, The Opening Call, and you too can ride the wave. Basil Chapman is an authority in technical analysis. His Chapman Wave trading system has been helping traders identify trends and capitalize on momentum in the markets since 1984. TFNN invites you to test Basil's proprietary Chapman Wave trading methodology with a monthly subscription to the Opening Call newsletter for only $149. Your subscription to the Opening Call comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee, as well as daily market updates on key indexes, stocks, and commodities. Ride the wave! Sign up for the Opening Call risk-free today.
Introducing Primal Edge.
Today, it's even more important to take a supplement that complements your health. Primal Edge is specifically formulated to boost your immune system and help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Our early ancestors found all their nutritional requirements in the wild environment. But today, our food sources don't contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients that we need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based, vitamins, minerals, fatty and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated humic and fulvic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They've been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, without them, life cannot exist.
That's right, Ellen. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge. Just $89 exclusively at TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, folks. So we got a question coming in from Daniel, and Daniel says, last week we looked at ticker symbol JMIA. JMIA is Jumia Technologies out there, and Daniel wants to take another look at it. So we will. Here is our multi-time frame set of charts, and really the daily chart. I'm going to expand this out for you. The levels to be watching, we can see that so far today has been nothing more than a test of its TD9 breakout area. Let me just pull this chart back. And that area is 2705. So it's been tested. It's been rejected. It has a TD9 count bottom. If price were to close below that low is the trading session of June 22nd, and that is 2655. If it was a close below that, then price would be suggesting a move back into that May 11 swing point, could get down to the 1790 level. Right now, all we have is a consolidation between TD9 breakout support, 2705, and TD9 breakdown resistance, 3322. As we look to the short-term time frame charts for you, Daniel, we can see there's attempts to make bottoms on the 15, the 30, the 65, and the 130-minute time frame out here. So there's an attempt to form bottom at that support level. Unfortunately, this attempt to form the bottom hasn't been able to take out any levels of resistance. So you and I cannot have any level of confidence that this attempt to form the bottom is going to actually take hold. The price is still back at that support level on that daily time frame. And that says, you're going to want to watch certainly 27.05, but more importantly, the low from that June 22nd area. And again, that was 26.55. So, Daniel, I hope that helps you out. With regard to the rest of the markets, well, we've got about 15 seconds here, folks. Let's just switch panels and come back and take a look at the daily time frame. So watch that spot volatility index. Again, watch its close. If it's a one-day rate of change above 10%, right now it's only 10.29%. That would suggest a bounce or bottom in the market. Short of that, we just simply are going to rely upon our other tools. Remember, our other tools showed us as we opened the show, the NQ, the ES, and the YM. Each have done nothing more than pull back and test key levels of support. And let's not leave out the Russell 2000 because it has done the same. It tests the bottom of its daily profile. Folks, stay tuned for 2 more great hours. Have a terrific Tuesday. We'll look forward to seeing you on Wonderful Wednesday.